The teachings of our people are that understand there are things that you can learn and make your life, and there are things in that you might learn that will complicate your life. And so we encourage people to learn, yes, but to be very cautious on the things that you learned and try to apply to your life. And in making your life, you need to know the correct teachings. And the only way that you can achieve that is to look for it, to seek it, to ask about it. Tänne chona di hindajikin tino. Di ba hono sandole. Oho aha nenegi to olta nenegi nake at ego e yahdi has aro e oho ah. O kopoho ah nenegi e yahdi katne je a il enegi to e na te nehegi e yahdi e gesa. Poho ah dolde. O e yahbe e na as dolde. Nlate di olta hota nenegi e tahot e. In the teachings of our Dineh, we are told that to understand in our learning to make our life, there are things we have to listen to among our own people and observe in the ceremonial settings and so on. And that we use this to learn about the origin of our people and the teachings of our people that put us on the beauty way path. But there's also the learning of going to a public school. That is completely different. Going to a public school, we learn how to read, how to write, and how to speak the language of the non-Dineh and the teaching of our Dineh. I remember a time when my great-grandmother, she was the wisest of all of the old people that I remember. And to this day, I remember the time that she gathered us together, her grandchildren. There was probably about 10 of us, and I was the youngest one. And she prepared a meal, and she put it on the dirt floor of her hogan, and it was all right there on the dirt floor. And then she called us, and we all sat around the food that she had prepared. And she says, "Before you eat, let me tell you these things that you need to be aware of." And so she spoke to us, and she told us, she says, in the future, you're not going to be living in these round hogans. You're not going to be living in a circle where all the things flow in a continual growth direction. You're going to live in square houses, and it's not going to have a flow that you have experienced in your life as Dineh. And also the idea that you're going to be sitting on chairs, and you're going to be sitting at a table. And this is the way that you're going to be living your life in the future days. And you're going to sit in that way also in your school settings. You're going to sit down on a chair, and you're going to be taught in the language of the Balagana, or the white people. And so she informed us of that. And what she told us was that I want you to learn the English language. I want you to learn how to read it and how to write it and how to speak it. And learn its power. And then so that you can turn around and you can share it with the non-Dineh. And the purpose of that was that she understood what it was like to be able to master some languages. She spoke Spanish as a second language, spoke it very well. And of course, she spoke Navajo, and she spoke several other languages. She had friends with the Zuni people and the Acoma and the other Pueblo people and that. In fact, in her early years, they lived pretty close to the Hopi villages. And I believe that my great-great-grandfather, which would be her father, was on a way to do a ceremony for a Navajo lady that was married to a Hopi man. And on the way, he was riding his mule, and he fell off, and he was killed. And so there's a place that is probably southwest of present-day Chinle. Out there in that area, there's a place that's called Zanezwiskin, which means the place where the Dineh was killed by a mule. And so that is there. But that makes it plain to me that she associated with the Tewa and the Hopi people over in that particular area. And there was the intermarrying between the tribes back in those days, even as today. But she wanted us to learn the English language in all of the ways that we could use it. And then she also told us to understand the numbering system that was being taught in school. And she thought that that was the only thing that we really needed to focus on and learn. And so education, as far as what the Diné value, is what you can learn in a school setting. But I think many of our Diné today think that in many ways that education is a waste of time, because they are teaching our children things that are not true. They're untruth. And so it's anti-truth. So we have the ways of our Diné are being spoken of as non-truth. And so we are having our children learn that Diné came from way up north across an ice bridge or something. And there is not one story, one song, one particular tale and that are told among our people that tell about the Diné coming from the north. That is completely wrong. That is untrue. It's anti-truth. Our people say we came from the direction east, where the sun rises. All of our ceremonies, all of our prayers, and all of the things that we do always recognize the eastern direction as our origin of our people. Is what they tell us. And so the stories that we are hearing that the Diné came from the north, that is completely wrong and against the teachings of our people. And then we are told that the Diné were nomads, hunters and gatherers, and they just roamed around and had no particular place. That is also untrue. There's a place called Denetha, where thousands of people came to be among the Denetha. And over 145 different groups of people came from thousands of miles away to be at Denetha. That's very important. And the Diné did not live as a warrior society. That was not the way of the Diné. The Diné were a very peaceful people. They had to be peaceful. One of their principal gods, the main one that they talk about, especially during the wintertime, is Haseyatke, which is the speaker of peace. And he's the one that has the 12 men that are the speaker of peace in the home, Hasejawan. And so it was a peaceful society, and our people had to be a peaceful person. And that was necessary to walk the beauty way path. And so the teachings of our people are very important, and to learn it correctly, and to understand that in education, they are teaching our children a lot of what is anti-truth. And so our people would be very disappointed in knowing that that's what our children are now parroting to us, and it is not right. And so the learning that we are supposed to really be paying attention to is the teachings of our Diné, and that is such things as which means that everything is up to you in making your life. You make your life. And then there are so many other things that we share with you in the presentations of these traditional teachings. And we share those things. And so there are two places to learn. And that is to learn from your own, what you hear, what you see, and what you taste, what you smell, what you touch. Those are the physical senses that you use to learn things. But it is important to understand that the Diné is what we are. And it is that the old people used to say, Nikazat, which means our language is going to be lost one day if we don't make the effort to learn. These are the language that was given to the Diné by the holy people. And it is the way that we talk to the holy people. Now about the other thing, about the learning of the languages, the English language, and to learning how to read it and how to write it and how to speak it is very important as well. And to be able to understand the power of the English language, the Diné has also great power. There are 12 words. Now, Kizat is what they call it. And those people that taught that understood that there are 12 words and that are very sacred. And it is that there are very few people know those 12 words, and that we use it to speak to the holy people for very special occasions. It's not something that we use often. And so the teachings of our people are that understand there are things that you can learn and make your life, and there are things in that you might learn that will complicate your life. And so we encourage people to learn, yes, but to be very cautious on the things that you learn and try to apply to your life. And in making your life, you need to know the correct teachings. And the only way that you can achieve that is to look for it, to seek it, to ask about it. And those are the ways of our people, and those are the things that we are told.
Hey, thanks for watching our videos. If you like what you see, don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you never miss one of our uploads. Also, head over to our website, NavajoTraditionalTeachings.com. Sign up for our email list. Okay.